Hi, welcome back to Up Next. I'm Kalen. I'm joined by Carrie, and this week we are talking about some of our favorite new albums that came out over the weekend.
Yes, same as always. We just sat down and did a big sweep of a bunch of stuff that came out this week, specifically with a focus on, of course, the underground and experimental. And we picked a few of our faves that we're going to kind of jump in and sink our teeth into more this week.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and acknowledge, though, that we did sort of like, we didn't skip last week. We literally sat down and filmed an episode. There were technical issues. So no episode, but we're back.
Yeah, I think we'll call this episode 11 or 10
or 12,
whichever one it is. And that one will be the lost to time.
Do we reveal what happened?
I mean, it was just audio stuff. It's fine.
No, but
they don't care.
Okay.
Michael was a guest. Michael will be back.
We're gonna have guests.
I think they knew.
Maybe. I don't think anyone would. It's fine.
It's fine. We lost an episode. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead. Start us off.
There we go. First up, I have a classic outside noise pick. If you love stuff in the vein of Willie Rodriguez, it's sort of a mix between that chamber pop and folk and emo. The album is called Knots into Frays by Kevin McCune. This is a really cool project. Let me open up the page really quick. I find it interesting, the amount of stuff we're finding, especially recently, that is blending folk and emo. And I always think of, like, I don't know, Salt Lake City, Utah. Just, I guess, it being almost like an American idea of, like, American folk music.
Yeah.
And, like, soft guitars. Yeah. Places where those songs come from also being breeding grounds for emo music, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of that crossover to being like a part of the Midwest emo scene.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And yeah, definitely carries over, even though they are based in Utah out west. But
is Utah Midwest?
No.
No,
it's
not?
west.
Okay, well.
No, I wouldn't call it Midwest, I don't think. But it's really cool, and he's got the liner notes and everything, but tons of credits below the liner notes. There's so many instruments on this, so many hands at work. The cover artist, the CD collages, everything is credited, and we come across a lot of that, a lot of it where it is like a huge group of dozens of people that make a project happen, and we come across a lot of stuff that's just one guy who does it all. And in our points that we as Outside Noise make about AI and stuff, I feel like something a lot of people say is like, oh, well, I'm not a good artist, or I can't do this one part of making an album, so I make the AI do it for me so it's easier and faster. But Kevin's got like 25 friends, like he just got someone he knows to make a physical album cover. It's beautiful. It's like stitched, felted work. It's so dreamy, and it fits the vibe of the album really well. And it just, like, there's real life people out there who can and will help you and are very creative and have put in the hours. So if you don't feel like putting in the hours learning how to make an album cover, go ask a real life person how. And it just was a good reminder to me when I found this album. Yeah.
Yes, I really like the collaborative nature behind that. And I think that's something that's really fun about making music and also being a part of like a music making community.
Right. If you're just in your room doing it, it's like, what are you doing?
Well,
you can AI do it all for you, you know?
I mean, you can, because of the internet, you can still just like be in your room, but it's just
totally,
like, join a Discord server, you know, make it happen.
Exactly. Yes. And that too, with it being online, there's, I mean, now more than ever, it's easier to find people even if you don't want to leave your room. You know?
And then that's also going to just like enrich your final product more.
And maybe you'll actually learn something.
Yeah.
You're not going to learn anything from AI.
I don't know. I understand people too who have like a very strong need for creative control over like every aspect of whatever it is that they do. But
you're going to develop your creativity better if you learn how to work with people.
Yeah.
If you're a diva, no one's going to want to work with you. So.
Let it go.
Let it go. You have to let it go. You have to. So anyway, I really liked this album. Went on a bit of a tangent there, but just really good, that like chamber pop emo combo. yeah, I'm excited to get more familiar with it. Tell me about your first album.
Yeah, so if you're not really feeling the kind of soft Alex G-esque indie emo.
That was a comparison I also wanted to make.
I know, I didn't want to like steal your thing, but you're like, all right, we're moving on. I'm like, I get to compare to Alex G.
No, yeah, Willie Rodriguez and Alex G definitely are two plugs for that album.
Yes,
Go ahead.
but if that's not really your vibe, and if you're feeling like a little more aggression, I am going to highly recommend Psalm and their self-titled EP that just came out. This is a brand new band with a brand new record out on Portrayal of Guilt Records, which puts out a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, we've covered quite a few.
Yeah, I don't know if any of this is stuff that we have necessarily covered. Oh, maybe we covered the Secret Shame record.
Well, they also have Portrayal of Guilt is also a band.
Yes, I think this is their label.
Right. So I think we've talked about them. Crippling Alcoholism is on this list too. So yeah, a lot
there's
of
some
cool
good stuff. They did that split with Chat Pile as well. That is certainly worth a listen. Anyway, but we're talking about Psalm and their self-titled EP, and this is just 3 tracks, but it really establishes such a cool post-metal sound that is like crushingly intense and then effortlessly flows into these more melodic bits and pieces. Michael already wrote a review for this one, and he talks about like the body horror of it all. And kind of compares it to like a horror movie in terms of its like execution and production and intensity.
Definitely. Yeah, if you were listening to shit and you're like, I wish Outside Noise would do like heavier, bigger, cinematic, more epic, badass stuff. Sorry. I've used those words all the time to describe heavy music because I don't really know how to talk about it very well. But I feel like this is one of the more intense projects, for sure.
It's very intense.
Uncomfortable in a cool way. Yeah.
Yes, the lyrics are great too. Those are on the. I think this isn't like just a YouTube release, but they're on the YouTube video for it. Yeah, great stuff. Really,
if
really
you happen
recommend.
to know what's on that album cover, I don't know what it is.
Carrie was really uncomfortable. The album cover.
It looks like a thing something turns inside out.
Who knows? Maybe we'll check the band. No, it's fine. We'll ask them. All right, what's your next album?
Cool. My next album is, I'm sorry guys, you can't hear it. Our dog is barking and it's really fucking me up.
They might actually be able to hear it just a little bit. That's okay.
She wants dinner and we have to do up next. Okay, my next album is Ghost Note by Kim Hiorthøy. They're from Norway. It's a O with the thing through it. You know how it is. This is a really cool album because often we come across sort of more traditional instrumentation, more ensemble type orchestra pieces, and we're like, it's just different. Like the way it's recorded, you can feel the breath in all the notes that are playing. Like you can just hear the life in it versus when you use like a drum machine or whatever. And on this album, all of the instruments sound very natural, but they're all synthesized. They're made totally electronically, but the goal of the artist was to make them sound like organic and natural, or like a person is playing them. So it's kind of meant to test our ability to figure it out. We always kind of point it out. We're like, oh, and they're actually playing it. But I'm like, I couldn't tell in some of these. But then there's also some fun giveaways through the album, which make it really fun. Like they'll reverse a part or something and mirror it. So it's like, oh, there's strings being pulled here.
Yes, so you're still leveraging like some of those tricks that you can do with electronic composition, but
it's like the perfect like mix of the two. It's really fun, and I love the idea of like just the production of it being to challenge your ear. It's really fun. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. And then, funnily enough, the next album that I have is also modeled instruments. Although it sounds like, wait, so is this artist that you're talking about, is she actually using, so you can download like, presets or something that's like a modeled tuba and it just sounds like a tuba.
It says using mostly digital technology, Hiorthøy created a set of instruments that are real. You can hear them. They have tone, timbre, and resonance, but also not. The percussion, for instance, sounds like cheap scrap metal drums, but are they real? Do they exist? With perception, challenging what feels real and what feels like a memory. So it just kind of seems like he might have gotten...
So this is like from scratch.
I think so, yeah. Like designing the sound design and stuff is the vibe I get. And it's really cool. It's, just an acoustic but electronic project. it's a fun mix of the two. Yeah, tell me about yours.
This is kind of similar, but I believe this artist does use actual modeled instruments, but then really twists and turns them into something that's a little less recognizable as like, oh, this is just like a modeled clarinet or whatever, and makes some really weird, noisy, dissonant stuff. But it's very inspired by free jazz too.
Oh, cool.
So you're using these like electronic instruments that you could arrange in these really intricate mathematical ways that you couldn't necessarily play for real on like a sax, but just like
that's
makes
a fun part
totally...
about like modern music making technology and stuff, because people have been writing music that can't be played for a really long time.
Yeah,
but now you can actually kind of hear what it's supposed to sound like.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then another cool thing that this artist did. Did I even say the name of this album?
I don't think so.
Sorry.
It's okay.
sDauurem by Yoosin Kim. And he also employs some techniques from Korean traditional music, using some of those modeled instruments as well. And then some stuff that goes a little over my head because I'm not really familiar with Korean traditional music personally, is like instruments from that. And then also like the actual like arrangements and like there's some timing things that this artist does.
So it's like Korean folk music and electronics.
And really, really weird, loud electronics.
Spit it out. It is very weird and loud. Very, how did I describe it before we started recording?
Challenging.
Challenging.
I think you called it challenging, like for our noise music heads, or for jazz people too. I think if you want some like something different,
it's definitely got that free jazz-ness about it as well. While at once being like, I thought it was challenging. There were a lot of interesting noises. It's a great time. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah. So there's really extensive liner notes too, where this artist talks more about their exact process. But I would highly recommend it if you like that sort of like off the wall electronic stuff. Cool.
Okay. I have one more album to talk about.
Cool. What you got?
Oh my god, I'm so excited to talk about it. My last album I want to talk about is The Coldest Season Ever by Henny and ewonee. This is a really cool sort of concept record. It's a hip-hop album sort of framed like a radio show. Kind of not a new concept. It's been done before. I like the way it's done now. Because it almost sounds like retro futuristic in a way. Like you never quite get the time period of the radio. And so
I feel that. So it's like, is this 90s or
right?
now,
and like the tensions they talk about, it's just sort of the ripples that come up again and again throughout history. And it's really nicely produced as well. It's some hip hop collective. Sorry, I don't know the exact name, but the artist is Henny and Mutant Academy MC. Great. It's very, very prettily produced. It's like got a lot of nice twinkles to it, and very well produced record with a cool concept.
Yeah, this is super solid. I mean, I think when I listened to it, I was like, well, it's not the most experimental thing we've ever covered, but it's so good. I can't even be mad that it's on the list here.
It's got vibes.
Solid. Do you know how many listeners they have?
Oh, I want to check.
I'm curious because it's always like less when it comes to these like really solid underground hip hop records.
Less than there should be, you mean?
Less than there should be. I'm always shocked whenever these artists are like, oh yeah, we have like 1,000 monthly listeners. I'm like, huh? Are you sure? Why? So
Mutant Academy, the collective, has 8,700, and then Henny and who's the MC of that collective who put this out, has 7,500 on his own. And then the producer ewonee has 13,000. So these are all sort of mid-level.
Okay, up and coming.
Yeah, definitely all have a bit of a repertoire at this point, have been putting stuff out for a minute. So it's cool to see them all sort of together in this project. Really pretty storytelling and even prettier production to back it up.
Yes, definitely go check this out before they blow up.
Before they blow up. Now, I love your last pick here.
Yes, I love it too. This might be my favorite like sleeper hit release of the week. It's Minotaur Ananke by Darja, Kazimira, and Zura, Makharadze. It is a like contemporary classical improvisation, and man, that isn't gonna like hook a lot of people. You're not gonna be like, oh boy, contemporary classical music, but
it doesn't really give right.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's heavily like it's not even tagged as contemporary classical. Maybe I shouldn't even call it that, but that's kind of
it's like experimental cultural folk electronic.
Yeah, very heavy like ritual ambiance.
Yeah.
So it's about the Minotaur, and it's about the final days leading up to like the slaughter of the Minotaur, and that comes through in a like highly emotive.
Is it from the Minotaur's perspective?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't.
I love that. I love a story when they're in jail and they're thinking about stuff before they get executed.
Yeah, it's pretty vague because it's this more like
it's
abstract,
a legend,
and it's a legend.
Yeah,
and they're exploring the mythology, but the vocals are very operatic, and I'm not sure if they're even singing like words.
It's got these high like string bits, and then there's a vocal part that like is hitting the exact same parts at the same time, and they're like switching out. It's crazy. They put all the notes in a blender and then hit play.
It's really phenomenal. This is a line from the liner notes too. The labyrinth becomes a living embodiment of fear and chaos, an unrelenting force shadowing all who turn away from the gaze of Dionysus.
Wow.
Damn. So it's very that. It's very spooky. It's very heavy. It's very intense, and I
if you want heavy stuff but you don't want like more metal music like your first recommendation, I think this is a good spot to be.
And there are a lot of really interesting instrumentals on here too that I don't even begin to recognize.
I don't know like any of these instruments. One of them is napkins. One of the instrument credits is napkins.
And bones. There's napkins on here. There's bones, tambourine, chair, didgeridoo,
gongs.
I know didgeridoo.
There's words I don't know how to say.
Bay leaves. I love that we're playing bay leaves in this Greek mythology themed album. And I feel like Greek mythology and Minotaur, like these are all themes that have been thoroughly mined for content.
For that's safe to say. For maybe millennia at this point.
And this one knocks it out of the park.
Oh, this is the best.
And this is the this is the best single reinterpretation of the Minotaur story, even over House of Leaves.
Well, there you have it. If you need it any more convincing, to check out Minotaur Ananke by Darja, Charisma, and Zura Makharadze. Well, go get it.
Good job.
Go get it.
Good job. I think that's it. That's the last album on our collective list here. What are you looking forward to this week, Carrie?
Oh my goodness, man! I'm looking forward to Up Next coming out this week.
Yay! I'm looking forward to no more technical issues. Yeah, our audio looks good, squeaky clean. I'm making eye contact with our
We're making
waveform.
eye contact with the frequencies.
Making eye contact with the frequencies. Sorry.
That is so true.
With the frequencies.
Man, I don't know. Okay. I told you earlier this week, I'm just trying to... I'm going for better than last week. That's my goal. What about you?
That's not really something you're looking forward to, but I'll accept it.
That's what I got.
I'm feeling
incongruent. I would. Okay, go ahead.
I am looking forward to both. Can I do two things?
Of course.
I am looking forward to seeing Of Montreal for the first time on Thursday.
Oh shit, yeah, we're going to that. We had a giveaway on our Instagram. We already picked winners, so if you missed it, you missed it. But we are going to do more giveaways on there soon, and we're going to be there too. So
we'll be there. Come say hi, I guess. Well, I don't know. I'm scared. And then on Friday, I'm going to an Ambient open mic.
I'm so excited for you to see
that. So that I can see how it goes and like what the vibe is, and then I can be really cool and casual and talk to like the guy in charge of it and be like, so how does one like, how do I like sign up for this?
So it's like
if
open?
I wanted to like, so what if I like brought like some gear or something?
What if I brought
like
her? I don't even know if they can see that. It's
the mixing board. We're pointing at the beautiful mixing board that I also use to make noise music on.
That sounds fun. I'm excited for those shows. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed these albums. You know where to find us.
Bye.
Bye.